This could possibly be a very, very controversial issue that I'm about to discuss or talk about, hopefully in brevity. Uh, but more than likely, it is controversial, and I really know this. I'm just saying. And it's the subject of addiction, alcoholism, uh, and drug addiction specifically. Once an alcoholic, are you always an alcoholic? Well, AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, teaches, preaches to all of their members that they will always be an addict. I know this to be true because I've seen it in documentaries, series on television, and I've seen it firsthand and experienced it by people that I personally have known, and even just passerbyers who have been alcoholics or been addicted to alcohol, and they would show me a medal where they were clean for a year, 2 or 3 years, 5 years, or what have you. And this is the story that they told me. You'll always be an alcoholic. There are things that can push your buttons or they can trigger your wanting to go back drinking again. But do you believe that? Now, I said alcoholism and drug addiction as well, so I'm talking about hard drugs, uh, methamphetamines rather, uh, cocaine, crack, and even what is considered to be a potential gateway drug, marijuana. Are you always addicted? And can you stop? Well, I'll tell you this. I personally know people have been alcoholics who have stopped drinking alcohol flat out, cold turkey, as they say. And I'm not talking about just one person. Many people over my lifetime I've known to be alcoholics. Indeed. I mean, luscious, if you will. They just stopped drinking. Friends and associates and family members. And the same is true from my experience. I've known people who have done crack and stopped doing crack and cocaine and heroin. And they're talking just as articulate as I am expressing myself now. Today they are. They live meaningful lives, lives of value, decent families. Many of them work, or even some of them retired from a job. But they live straightforward lives without the addiction any longer. So, one of my questions to you out there in the audience listening and watching me is, what makes the drug control you? We know that these things are addicting. Drunk driving, people have gotten killed. Both the people who were the addicts and even the addicts have killed, or the alcoholics have killed people in their vehicles because being under the influence of that particular drug or substance. So we know they're dangerous or potentially dangerous. Why do people do it? Why do they start? Could be a social thing, someone else that they know is partaking in it, and then they invite them to do it, and then they get hooked. That's all of the above: alcohol, hard drugs, marijuana, what have you. Even cigarette smoking. I know cigarette smokers that have stopped cold turkey. And I know some that say it's hard to quit. I can't stop smoking. Now, I'm not going to hold you long. I'm just going to shoot right from the hip. I don't believe any of these vices, hard drugs, marijuana, and alcohol, can control a human being to the point where you can't stop doing it. I think the problem lies in the person, your lack of discipline, self control. There's something that you see in that drug or in that particular thing, that substance, that lures you, that draws you to it. It's the euphoria, it's the feeling, it's the relaxation, it's the buzz, it's the high, those sensations that you enjoy. No different than sugar addicts, people that can't stop consuming cookies and cakes and pies and candy and sweet beverages and pops and things like this. That's addicting as well. But you can't stop if you want to. I'm going to say it again. You can stop your addiction if you want to. That includes people who are sexually addicted or sex addicts, people who love pornography, watching pornographic videos and so forth, and Playboy magazines and things of this nature. You can stop that if you want to. Again, if you want to. The point is, you don't want to. This is so simple of an answer, but it is one that we are faced as humanity. And there are many, many other addictions, many other habits that we can stop if we want to. So let me give you a realistic situation to support what I just said about stopping. You're at home, hypothetically. You go outside of your home, you get in your automobile or your public transit, and you go to a convenience store, a supermarket. You go through the aisles, you go to the cooler, and you pull out a beer, a case of beer, wine or vodka. You walk up to the counter. You ask for a pack of cigarettes of a particular brand, whatever it is. And then they tell you what the total is. You go in your pocket, your wallet, your purse. You pull out money or a debit card, credit card, and you purchase it. Who did that? Was there someone standing next to or behind you with a knife or a gun in your side or back that said, you better buy that? You better go and indulge in that? No, it was just you. And if they have cameras in the store, you go back, review the camera, you see you going to purchase these items. They're placed in the bag and you walk out of the store. You go home, drink your beverages or wherever your place of choice is, or you go outside of the store or in your car, you light up a cigarette. Who did that? You did. Was that not choice? So why can't you stop? The same mindset or the same thought that came through your mind, I should say, to go and purchase those items, which you did, is the same amount of willpower and or strength it takes to say no. I'm not going to. What separates you from the people who have stopped cold turkey? We're all human beings. Blood runs warm through all of our veins. We all have a mind of our own. Note that I say of our own. What's the difference in you and the person that stopped cold turkey? The difference is the person that stopped instantly or cold turkey, never to do it again, indulge in any of those drugs, substances, or alcohol. They made a decision. And with that decision came an action. They just simply stopped because they wanted to. And you continue to smoke cigarettes or even marijuana. You continue to drink alcohol wine, beer, coolers, vodka, rum, Chardonnay, Hennessy Black, whatever, because you choose to. No one makes you do that. So what am I saying? The difference between you and them is that you just decided that you don't want to stop. Let's say that you did stop for a day. Some people have what they call withdrawals. You're nervous, anxious, uh, irritated, because you're warring with the feeling that you've grown accustomed to. And now you've got to have another one to take you back to that place where you don't feel jittery, uncomfortable, irritated, agitated. But you know what? You're no different than the person who stopped cold turkey because they felt the same things, because those drugs behave the same way. They just took a deep breath and muddled through it some sort of way, psychologically. But the most important thing to them was that they didn't want to do it anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, I've worked in nursing, and even in my private life, I've had family members and friends and associates who have died from alcoholism. As I'm speaking to you, I have a very good friend and a student of mine who has cirrhosis of the liver from drinking. He's been given 6 months to live, and they've recently told him that he has less than that, more like 3 months to live. He's on the donor list, but by the time a donor becomes available, and he doesn't have finances to pay for it, but by the time a donor comes available, he'll be gone. That was by choice. He could have stopped a long time ago if he had wanted to. And guess what? I'm not going to personify or reveal who he is, but guess what? He went about 3 months without drinking once he found out that he had liver cancer. And here recently, he started back drinking again. But he went 3 months without drinking at all once he found out that he was diagnosed with liver cancer. So what strength did he have then to last for 3 months? He made a choice not to do it. And for whatever reason, he made a choice to start back drinking again. Now, that's just one story. Present day. There was a gentleman that I used to take care of in a nursing facility years ago. They told him that he had cirrhosis of the liver and that he needed to stop drinking. Guess what he died of? Liver cancer. Because he still had the ability to leave the facility. And guess where he went? To the bar down the street. And that's what killed him. Same thing is true with smoking. I've had family members that died of lung cancer from smoking, and friends and associates from smoking. And I've known people that have died from addiction to drugs as well. But again, still, ladies and gentlemen, it's choice. It's a matter of how strong you are. We're all different. Now, that's not an excuse by saying we're all different. No, we're all different to mean this. There are some people who really want to, and there's some people who really don't want to change. All it is what you want or don't want. So would you settle for your health declining daily and that instant gratification? Yes. Do you just want to enjoy that feeling for the moment that's temporary, and then die as a result, an early death? Or would you want to do yourself a favor and your family a favor and be around for as long as you possibly can and just simply say no to those drugs? I was just trying to get you to think. I don't believe that drug addiction and alcohol addiction, we're talking about those specifically right now, I don't believe that they control you totally. They are chemicals that cause you to go down this deep, dark path in your life and can be very destructive. The drug industries, the alcohol industries make billions and billions of dollars off of us poor people. Us people, we the people who have all of these personal and emotional issues that we deal with from day to day in our lives. It's hard enough. It's even harder to add drugs to the equation because you're not going to be here that long if you do. You won't hear me make the statement drink responsibly, smoke responsibly, take your drugs responsibly. You're never going to hear me say that because all of these things are toxic to the human body. They're poison. Anyway, again, the choice is up to you. Either you want to live or you want to die. Stop falling for anything that someone tells you. That includes AA. Once an addict, always an addict. I don't believe that's true. Once an addict, always an addict. Only if you choose to be. It's all about choice, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brother Teacher. Yahweh loves you, and I love you. Please think on these things and do yourself and your family a favor and live as long as you possibly can. And don't be selfish. I'm out.